Reading Animorphs for the first time, book 47, The Resistance, spoilers for this book and up until this point in the series. This may be my new favorite Jake book, which is impressive considering my previous favorite, I think, is book 8. It's one of Jake's very early books when he gets taken over by a Yeerk, and I think this may have finally replaced it. I loved getting to see the Hork-Bajir truly fight for their home again, to give them a second chance after what happened in the Hork-Bajir Chronicles, and to see it mirrored in Jake's however many great grandfather slash great uncle. His story was, I loved that. And it's funny because usually in a book series aimed at this age demographic, you think, well, there's definitely going to be a happy ending, but this is Animorphs. I was convinced, like, something much, much worse was going to happen in that battle for the Hork-Bajir Valley. Like, I really thought that was going to go very poorly. I'm surprised we got a sort of happy ending to this book. I also thought it was really interesting to include the sci-fi nerds who were like, yeah, let's do it, when they still thought it was kind of a game, kind of a, well, we'll just be stunned or something, even though Jake was like, no, this is battle, you could die. And then the guy who was like, oh no, and realized did die. I think it's kind of talking to us, the readers, and I think it's because, especially if you're a kid reading these books, the gravity may not hit you as much. So I think that was really talking to the readers of this book, of this series, and being like, hey, you don't want this. Not actually, it seems fun because it's on a page and you're safe reading it, but if the reality came, you don't want it. Also, something about the beginning that kind of made me laugh is the fact that Jake's mom was just like, hey, go clean the basement, you know, we're gonna make it a rec room so when your friends come over. Like, as far as Jake's parents and family knows, Jake just lost his very, very long time best friend, ride or die friend. Like, they should very much believe Jake is mourning, even though he's not, and I know it's a kid's series, and I know it's more of an episodic series, and Jake's family really hasn't been a major factor besides Tom, but I still think it's funny. It's like, y'all think your son is deeply mourning, and that just doesn't come up at all in this book. Like, nothing. I also liked seeing how Jake and Axe's relationship is after the previous book, even though it's from Jake's perspective instead of Axe. I mean, that is interesting. Like, Axe disobeyed an order. He hit Jake upside the head and knocked him out in order to disobey. Like, that's big, and I'm glad Jake is kind of like, I just want my friendship back more than anything, because I love all their friendships and relationships with each other. Like, I don't want my Animorphs being mad at each other.